On July 1st, 2015, you and I were hanging out. We were at the airport. It was you and I together with Louis and Tony, and we jumped on a flight to head to LA. And we were having a great time. It was 4th of July weekend was coming up. You guys were heading down to San Diego. We laughed. I remember you and I actually had some beers at the airport. We ate. It was just like a fun, relaxed, hey, sister with husband time together. It was just fun. We were just having a good time.
And we had plans once Lewis was done with his business in San Diego. We were going to meet up at our brother's house on 4th of July. And our other sisters were going to get together with our mom, and we were going to have a good old 4th of July hangout.
Yeah. I just went back to that moment.
Yeah. We never got to that.
No, but that's how where I'm going with this because life was good. Life was
Yeah.
good. I came home. My house was cleaned. I remember my house was clean because I
I
cleaned
was,
stuff
I was a
before
mess.
I left. And things were good. My daughter and my granddaughter, my firstborn granddaughter, and my daughter were going on a trip. Like everything was good and everything was copacetic. But on July 2nd, at about 8:30 in the morning, I received a phone call that Donovan had died in a car accident. I talked to my brother, Keith, who's a police detective, and we made the call to you.
Mhm.
And and I said, "Honey, I'm so sorry to tell you, Donovan was killed in a motorcycle accident." And you screamed and you dropped the phone and you took off running.
Mhm.
The girl from July 1st, I never saw her again.
No, I don't even know who she was actually. Now, 7 years later, I don't know because I've been in this new skin for so long.
Yeah,
But I was thinking about it when we came up with this as a topic. I was really trying to think about how am I changed? Because in a lot of parts, I am similar. I'm still silly. I'm a clown. I don't like to take things
never
serious.
noticed that about you.
I am forever immature. I've got Peter Pan syndrome. I'm not going to grow up. So in that regard, I'm still the same. But the ways that I've changed, I am deeply triggered by new grievers. And I never had that before. I never knew that what that would even meant,
Yeah,
that that would even be a thing. And it's the look that they have on their face.
yeah,
It's like they have just all the pain
yeah,
written on their face
yeah,
because it takes me back to when I was in their shoes. So I
yeah,
am deeply triggered by that, which I would never had that before. I constantly worry that something is going to happen to Lewis, Jordan, or Kayla, and I never did that before.
yeah,
As a matter of fact, I left the house the other day. I was going to the grocery store on Saturday, and Lewis was outside working, and I'm like always fearful that something bad's going to happen to him while I'm gone. I never thought that before.
yeah.
I never used to leave my house and be worried about who was at the house or something bad happening to them. I I did not have these scars of pain, the deep pain and brokenness that I carry. Like they're healed over because we've done a lot of work. So they're
Yeah,
healed over, but I didn't have them before and I
yeah,
have them now.
yeah.
So those are just a few of the ways where I know that I'm different.
So the thing I think that's profound, and it's like it takes some deep thinking to go here. The new Erica has to do the grief work for the old Erica,
Mhm.
who you were before you received that phone call, and that girl doesn't even exist anymore.
Right.
The moment I said, "Honey, I'm so sorry, Donovan was killed in a motorcycle accident," you instantly that you were gone. You now became the woman that lost 2 children.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
You became a softer, quieter, more painful version of yourself
Yeah.
for that time, right? For the
Oh my
time.
gosh. Extremely painful. As more painful than you can ever imagine that a person could experience. Even more pain than after Austin, because I really took that one kind of on the chin, so to speak. Like I was like, okay, these things happen. So now we just have to figure out where we go from here.
Yeah.
But after Donovan, no.
Um, we quite often hear grievers tell us, I just don't have the bandwidth for any BS anymore.
Right.
That changes you a lot. You don't stuff that you would tolerate before, you are not tolerating now. The other thing that I think happens with the new Erica is that you realize you don't have the time for all the BS that you had before.
This is something we haven't done before, but I have to travel. My dog has to go out. His bladder, unfortunately, doesn't understand podcast recording. No, and that is something that is very true. I don't want to deal with bullshit. I don't want to deal with drama. I want, because I really, it puts so much in perspective. Even losing our dad, like we've lost as a family,
Yeah,
we've lost a lot
a lot.
in a small period of time. So I really am try to put let that help me put things in perspective and help me focus on the things that I find really important and really have value in my life. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah. So after losing Sharon, I am I am not her,
Hmm.
not that lady that I was. I'm just not. I don't know that I'll ever go back to it. So Sharon was my very best friend for 15 years. She was my soul sister. We had intimate conversations constantly about life, about spiritual talks. I'm not that person that I was standing there the day before I lost her. 100%. I um I don't think I show up as the same friend. I am leery of making friendships. I haven't No one has stepped into her place because you can't replace the loss, right?
No,
No one
no.
has stepped into her place. Um, I don't hang out with women the ways that I did before. I had no problem hanging out with Sharon. I had no problem going to a hotel and being gone for a weekend or going to get a massage. I'm not doing that with other women. Not That's just it hasn't happened for me yet that I haven't even let that go. I am never going to be that Sharon Brubaker that I was the day before she died, the day before
Right.
she left me, right? So you really have to go back and grieve. Are you kidding me, Tony? You really have to go back and grieve that person. You have to go back and grieve the hurt of the old Sharon while becoming the new. Hold on. Honestly, Erica, I don't know that it's a form of resisting, it's a form of change. It's just the part that I've changed in. So then I had to go back in the new Sharon. And I've seen this evolve over a couple of years now. So um, I definitely am not in the same place that I was spiritually. I know that. I definitely am not, we've moved since then. So I'm not no longer at that church where a lot of our friends and family were, where I hung out with a lot of girlfriends there. So I'm no longer there. I'm in a different place. I'm showing up as a different Sharon. And I will never be that girl again. Am I me? Am I happy with where I'm at right now? Yeah. But it's a total discovery. And the truth is that I don't think you ever go back to being that person.
No.
You're forever changed. Your life is forever changed. You're forever different.
Yeah, and I'm very happy with where I am, and the fact that I've even made it this
Yeah.
far continues to surprise me every day.
Yeah.
Because when I really sometimes, and I don't even think about it, I honestly, I live it, right? So it's like I don't just, it's not an active thought. But when people respond to me in a certain way, and I'm like, oh well, yeah, I guess that is a really a big deal. I guess I don't really, because I just keep going, you know what I mean? Like, because we've done a lot of work and we've really found our healing and continue to work on ourselves in different ways. Yeah, we don't just dwell on that one fact. I'm not the person who just, yes, I am the mother who lost two children. I don't show up like that. I show
Yeah.
up as Erica.
Yeah.
I relate to people based on my experience as Erica,
Yeah.
not as this person that had this horrible thing happen. But you really, it's when you sit down and kind of reflect on it, it is kind of like, wow, yeah, I am different. I
Yeah.
was a lot more carefree. You said something to me the other day about someone saying to you that they had a feeling that some person in their life was going to die.
Yeah.
And I was like, really? I'm shocked as shit. I didn't have that. I never was like, oh no, I can't. But I have it now. I definitely have it now
Yeah.
because of the experiences I've had, but
Yeah.
I never had it like as a premonition. So that to me really took me aback. Like,
And that
wow.
goes to your bandwidth as well. Like I was talking about your bandwidth. So now your bandwidth has expanded in the fear area, right? And so that sometimes it's a lot of a big area we have to deal with. I don't know if we talked about this on an earlier podcast or you and I were just in a group share, but you heard somebody refer to you as the woman that lost the two boys.
Yeah. Yeah. At a
You
family
heard it
function.
whisper and it
Yeah.
shocked you.
Yeah. It caught me off
You
guard.
don't wear that label. So share a little bit about that.
Yeah. It definitely caught me off guard because, when we go to family functions, we're known as Louis and Erica, and Louis always outweighs, like, he's Uncle Lou. Everybody knows Uncle Lou, and everyone loves Uncle Lou. So usually I'm Uncle Lou's wife, or whatever. So he always gets the introduction. So when I happened to overhear that, it like definitely kind of shook me a little bit, and I was like, "But no, I'm not that. I'm not
Yeah.
the. Yes, that is a part of my life, but that's not a label that I wear."
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't want that to be a label that I wear. I want to be me. I want people to receive me as me and not by these circumstances that have happened in my life.
I think a lot of times we don't realize all of the little parts of ourselves that we're going to lose. We
No.
don't realize the little parts of ourselves that we're going to let go of, right? And I think that it's sort of like a cleansing. Like
Yeah.
I could let go of parts of the old Sharon that I will never take back. And one of them specifically is over serving. And hear
Yeah.
me out, we talk about over serving a lot, and that is always volunteering, always being there, always showing up, being the one like, oh yeah, you could spend the weekend at my house. Sure, come on in. Let me do all this extra cleaning and have you come over. I'm still that person per se, but I was over giving and over serving all the time. Since Sharon died, I'm like, no, I can't do that. Nope,
Yeah.
not doing that.
We were talking about this the other day. When you make those commitments, you already know ahead of time you don't want to do. And
Yeah.
then when the day comes that you have to honor it, the amount of inner rage that you are carrying for yourself, one for yourself, and the hostility towards them for having the audacity to ask.
Yeah.
I don't do that anymore either.
Yeah.
I really focus on trying to live in my authenticity.
Yeah.
I say yes to the things I want to say yes to, and I
Yes.
say no to the things I absolutely have no
Yeah.
desire to do. And I didn't do that before. You
Yeah.
and I were definitely people pleasers more, and we were raised to be that way.
Yeah.
Always gracious, always accommodating, open door policy. I mean, that's how our parents were. They definitely did it. And we watched our mother bitch and moan and complain after she
Yeah.
would commit to something that she knew she absolutely didn't want to do. I don't want to do that anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. That I don't think I'm ever gonna go back to being that person again.
No.
I think I will eventually have another Sharon, but I just don't have it right now. It's not that I'm avoiding or pushing back against it. I think I will have another Sharon. I just don't have that right now. So I think that part of me will definitely evolve and change. Um, what other parts of you do you think that are you glad are no longer there? Can you think of any parts that you're
Well,
glad?
that one, the one
Yeah.
committing to things that I knew I didn't want to do. Really answering, how are you, truthfully.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not gonna sugarcoat it anymore for people.
Yeah.
If I'm having a rough day, I'm gonna say, today's been a challenge, but thank you for asking.
Yeah.
So that again, I can be my authentic me, because I used to be like the person that was struggling with something and show up with the smile at work.
Yeah.
And people say, "Oh, you're always laughing, you're always this." And sometimes I would be really struggling with something, whether it be my marriage with Lewis, or so Austin. Lord knows that boy tested me. And trying to find the best ways to support him in school, even though he had no desire to be there. So being able to answer, I'm really struggling with my son, but I'm gonna figure it out. Thank you for asking. I didn't do that before.
Yeah. I want to talk about something else. The moment you heard, I'm so sorry, Donovan has died. I'm so sorry, Austin has died, is the moment that you become the new person, right? So you become this new person that's now grieving. And this is what I was saying either. You have to reach back and you have to heal the old person. This is the tricky part, right? You have to heal back and heal the old person. There's parts in that old person that you didn't like,
Hmm.
parts that didn't serve you. There's parts that you have to get rid of. There's parts that you wish were still there for you. So it's really like two people walking this path and you're healing the old person. I just think that's so profound. I like it.
Yeah. Well, it's like a I guess if you had like a personality disorder, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
yeah,
Sybil, you know what I mean? If you
yeah.
were and you have these different people that show up, so it's trying to move forward in your life, but resolving and figure out which person is going to emerge, as the butterfly.
One of the things that happens quite often is that even how you celebrate the holidays is going to be different now.
Yeah.
How the rest of your family shows up. When you lost a parent and they were the ones that led the holiday events, and now you've lost them and they're no longer there, what are we going to do for the holidays? Or we showed up. This was us. We really showed up for the holidays because of our dad and it was so important to him. And now he's gone and that starts to crumble. That's a grieving experience.
Yeah, it is. I we connected long before we had these losses on our hate of Christmas. But we still would do. I still put the Christmas tree up. I still decorate. Now
We
I'm
don't
like,
hate Christmas. Let's clarify that. We hate the materialism of
the
Christmas.
commercialized side of Christmas. Yes, the commercialized side.
And the tree.
Oh, for sure, the tree. And all the decorations that go with the tree.
And the gift
But
giving.
now, now we get to do it our own way.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
we don't have to do the old things,
Yeah.
and that's kind of liberating. I do like that.
So okay, so let's go in that, and then I'm going to end the show. But the old Erica put up a tree. We did the Santa Claus thing. We
Oh
bought the
yeah.
gifts for everybody. We did the celebrating thing, and I was way on the I hate Christmas band way before you, and nobody was coming to my party. But it started to evolve after Austin because we
Right.
share the story quite often how you called me up one day and you're like, hey, these are the things I can do, and these are the things I can't do. And I do not want to see Santa. I can't have Santa Claus come here without Austin,
Yeah.
which was a tradition that we had every year. And then we ixnayed the Santa that year. And for a couple years after that, but we ixnayed the Santa, which was fine. It was great. And we ended up all spending the night together that night. And for since then, whenever we're together for our Christmas, we always spend the night together.
Yeah.
But I don't want to go back to being that old person. As time has gone on, you've even gotten to not putting the tree up.
Yeah.
Isn't that great?
Oh my God, it's the best. However, now that Miss Lila has made her appearance into the world, I have a feeling I will be
Oh,
putting up a tree once again at some point. Not right now, because she has no idea Christmas is even a thing yet. So
who's Lila?
my granddaughter, my new grandbaby. That's another thing. There was a time in my life after Donovan died, I never thought I would have grandchildren.
Yeah.
And now here I am. And
Don't go into that show.
I
That's
don't
a
know. I was
separate
just gonna
show.
say, a line from one of our favorite movies that you and I share, Still Magnolias, when Sally Field said, "Life goes on."
Yeah. That's a great ending. Life goes on and you're forever changed. Thank you, sister. And thank you, Tony, for calling in the middle of our show and ruining our podcast. We love you. Hey,
Well,
friends.
Wait, but we're going to give him a pass because someone did say he has the sexiest intro ever. So that voice. So we're going to give you a pass, Uncle T. You get a pass.
Hey, friends, if you are grieving or think you might be grieving and you want to meet with Eric and I every day, the perfect place to do that is in our Facebook group. We have an amazing Facebook group. We cry in there, we laugh in there, we answer questions, deep questions. It's private. Look for the tag in the link below in the show notes, and please come and join us in the Facebook group. Bye, friends.
Bye.